Queensland. So welcome everybody. I'm back in the land of the living. I have an internet connection now. Just this morning, the NBN finally came and repaired my internet connection. And I do apologize. I have been missing in action for so long. With trying to move house and trying to get settled in, get my craft studio up and running. And as you can see, I've got the bare basics in my craft studio, but I'm here and I'm back. And hopefully I will be bringing you lots and lots of new live videos. So hello and welcome. I'm so excited to be in my brand new house and crafting with you for the very first time on a live video. So hopefully the internet is going to be awesome because I've got this super duper awesome, fun, fast internet. So I'm hoping that it's going to be exactly how I imagined it was going to be. So hello, I've got Teresa, Julie, Diane, Karen, Crafting with Tracy. Hello. So welcome everybody. So please feel free to share this live video back onto your Facebook profile. If you're watching on YouTube, you can share it back over onto Facebook and share it with your friends. Send the link in Messenger and share it with your friends. So I'm going to do a quick crafty session with you this morning because I have missed you all so much. It is so exciting to be finally back again. So we have lots and lots of things going on with Stampin' Up at the moment. And as I said, I've been missing in action. I've just been to New Orleans. So we've had an awesome trip for backstage in New Orleans. So Stampin' Up actually have some events that they actually put on for us. And over 500 demonstrators all traveled to New Orleans, and we all had a 3-day business convention. So we had lots of talks and loads of inspiration and got to hang out with our crafty friends from all around the world, which was super exciting. And as some of you may know, Rose Ward and I are awesome friends, and we got to finally hang out with each other again. And time went too quick, sadly, but we actually got to hang out with each other for a good probably 3-4 days, which was super awesome. Yes, I am on YouTube, Lynn, as well. So it was super awesome to be able to hang out and craft with everybody. So hang out and chat with everybody in New Orleans. So it was the first time that I've been to the United States, so it was a really fun, exciting trip. New Orleans has got a really different feel for it. It's a lot to do with partying, and I did have one of the hurricane cocktails that apparently New Orleans is known for. And it was beautiful. And I can tell you, if you ever get to New Orleans, please make sure you taste a hurricane cocktail, because it was really, if you're a rum drinker, you will love it. I absolutely loved it. A lot of people said, oh, I thought it was too strong, but I come from many days of drinking rum when I was younger, and it's got a really nice fruity flavor. So if you were watching over on my business page, you would have seen lots and lots of posts of all the shenanigans that we all got up to. But it was super awesome just to hang out with our crafty friends from all around the world. And we actually stayed on for an extra 3 days. So we did a little bit of sightseeing around the place. We went to the swamps, the bayou, and it was absolutely like amazing to see the alligators and to see them. They feed them marshmallows. Can you believe that? They actually feed the alligators marshmallows, and they swim towards the marshmallows and grab the marshmallows and eat them up. And it is just amazing to see these beautiful creatures in their natural habitat. And the actual guide that we had, we could not believe it. He was actually patting one of the alligators on the head. Like, that's how well the alligator knows him. And it was super, yeah, it was awesome. And we also got to look at the Gardens District. I think that's what it was called, the Gardens District, and the French Quarter. We also got to check out, we walked along the Mississippi River. So the Mississippi River is just like more like an industrial, like a port type of thing to bring in freight and things. But we actually walked along the edge of the Mississippi River. So I tried to do as many things as I possibly could, and I tried to share as much of the trip as I possibly could. But the one thing that I think gravitated gravitated the most for us was to be together again with our Stampin' Up friends from all around the world. And it was great. There was many laughs and many conversations had in the downstairs lounge area in the hotel. So it was super fun. So hopefully you enjoyed me bringing a little bit of New Orleans to you on my Facebook page. So so if you didn't see that and you haven't checked it out, go back and check out. I posted quite a bit and I went live quite a bit so that you can see and get a little bit of a feel for the place. So anyway, with all things said, there's a few things that we've got going on at the moment. We have weekly specials at the moment that every week Stampin' Up have got some products that have been reduced. So make sure you check out and on my business page and check out those weekly specials. And then we also have what they've called is the Perfect Partners promotion. So the Perfect Partners promotion is they've actually bought out some really awesome dies to actually match some of our stamp sets that are in the catalog. So I'm actually going to show you one of them today, and I haven't even got the stamp set out, haven't used it. I just got the stamp set and the dies out. So we're going to make a quick card using the Trimming the Tree stamp set and the tree trimming dies. So I'll just pop my camera down. So hopefully I'm excited about this. Oops, a daisy, sorry, wrong one. I'm excited about this internet so far. It seems to be working quite okay. I haven't got lighting sorted real well just at this stage, but I'm getting there slowly. So I do apologize if the lighting is not as good as what it normally would be, but we're making the best of what situation I have at the moment. So as you can see, we've got the Trimming the Tree stamp set, and we've also got these dies now that you can actually buy that are going to match this stamp set. So I'm just going to grab them out, and as I said, I haven't even had a chance to even open them up and look, but you can see here. So we've got some awesome stamps and dies that are going to match. So we will make a quick tree. Hello, welcome everybody. So I can see I've had a few more jump on. Linda, Sharon, Lynn, Deborah, Paula, Susan, Deborah, Susan Johnson. Hello, Karen. Hello. So welcome. No sound. Maybe your sound is muted on your computer. Karen, does everyone else have sound? I'm sure you do. Let me know in the comments if you don't have sound. Okay, so I'm going to grab out these stamps. So it's a photopolymer stamp. So of course, because it's a photopolymer stamp, I'm going to use my my pierce mat. So these pierce mats are fantastic. We sell them through my online store. Okay, you have sound. Yep. Okay, so everyone else has got sound. So Karen, yeah. She will need to work out that. All right, so the pierce mat is really perfect for when you're using our photopolymer stamps. So what it actually does is our photopolymer stamps don't have the spongy backing. I'm just trying to see if I've got a red rubber stamp here that I can show you, which I do. So on our red rubber stamps, you can see we have that foam spongy backing. Can you see that? We've got a foam spongy backing. On our photopolymer stamps, we don't have that. So you need to use something on your desk to give you like a little bit of a platform to be able to stamp and give that sponginess. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to mount up the big Christmas tree. And I do apologize. I now have a phone call, so I'm just going to silence that. Sorry about that. I think it's actually my internet provider. Try to check and see if my internet is all sorted. All right, so I'm just going to pop that onto a block. I think I'm going to have to use that larger block. I think it will just fit on there, or need a bit. Oh, I don't know where it is, but we're just going to have to make do with this block for this tree at the moment. So we've got that one there. We've got this one here, which, okay, we'll mount that one onto a block. So as I said, I'm playing with this stamp set. I haven't had much of a I've had this order sitting in my well, it got delivered to my parents' place, so that's how long I've had this order, and it's been sitting there, and I haven't had time to actually unpack it. So I've just grabbed what was on the top of the box to come out and craft with you this morning. All right, so I'm just going to grab some white cardstock to start off with. That will give me something to stamp on. So, okay, so Julie says, why do they bring out 2 different stamp sets? So I think it's just personal choice. I think years ago they used to only be the red rubber, and then photopolymer is probably a bit cheaper to actually produce, but a lot of people like to be able to see through. So one of the things that a lot of people say is that they like to be able to see through and see where they're stamping. So there's bonuses for both stamp sets. So, sorry, both styles. I like the red rubber because I feel like they give you the best, nicest, crisp stamped image. But when it comes to being able to see exactly where you're placing it, the red rubber can be challenging, even though we have the stickers for the back. So so it's really just personal choice. Honestly, it's not anything particular, and it's just that they make certain stamps in different colors. So I'm going to, so I want to work out, that looks like it's about, so I'm going to do 3 by 4, I think. So I'm just going to cut a little 3 by 4 piece here of basic white, and that will be hopefully big enough for me to stamp this gorgeous tree. So I'm going to stamp the tree in, what color do you think we should do it? Old olive, mossy meadow, pear pizzazz. I might do pear pizzazz. Or should we do a really untraditional? Let's do an untraditional. Let's not go for the traditional greens. Let's do polished pink. Polished pink is one of my favorite colors. Okay, Karen, you've got sound now. That's great. Obviously, you probably had the sound turned down or it muted on you. Okay, so I'm just going to do, this one is a polished pink Christmas tree, and we're going to stamp that just there like that. Okay. And look at that. Isn't it just gorgeous polished pink? I know, like fancy doing a polished pink Christmas tree, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so we have these gorgeous, cute little bows. Can you see that? So, of course, I want to put some nice little bows on my Christmas tree. I'm thinking, what have I got around here that I can cut those bows out of? I know what I've got. I've got the distressed gold specialty paper. So I'm going to cut some little bows. So I'm just going to pop that aside. I'm going to cut some little bows out of our distressed gold. So just bring in my cut and emboss. Okay. Sorry, I'll pop it that way so you can see. So it has been super exciting getting myself all set up in my craft room. And I can see I've got quite a few of you on today. So obviously you have missed my live crafting that I normally do. So I will be back to normal on Thursday. I should be hopefully back to normal doing a live video, although I do have some furniture arriving on Thursday. So hopefully that won't happen in the middle. Look at these super, super cute little bows. Aren't they just stunning? Look at that. Cute. Cute as a button. So we're going to have some nice little gold bows on our Christmas tree. So we'll do that. I'm going to cut another lot out. So type into the comments and let me know. Do you do a different type of decorating on your Christmas tree every year? Type into the comments and let me know. What do you do? Do you have a different color scheme each year for your Christmas tree, or do you do the normal traditional green and red traditional Christmas colors. I know I've always wanted a white Christmas tree, like a really, really cute white Christmas tree. But I've never done it. I've got a fiber optic tree. I love my fiber optic tree because you don't have to worry about stringing lights on the tree or anything like that. And have you started your Christmas crafting? Type into the comments. Let me know. Have you actually started your Christmas crafting already? No, we're boring and do traditional with the ornaments, Nancy. Win-Ann saying, how was traveling back from New Orleans? It was a long way, Win-Ann, like honestly, but it's so worth it to travel such a huge distance to be able to hang out with awesome people. One of our flights on the way home, so on the way over, I would say that the flights on the way home were actually better than the flight on the way over. So I don't know whether it was because we were absolutely worn out. And so we actually did get some sleep on the way home. So that was really awesome because on the way over, I didn't get a lot of sleep whatsoever. We had a 15.5-hour flight from Sydney to Dallas on the way over. And I can tell you that 15.5-hour flight was a killer. But then on the way home, we actually had a 14.5-hour flight. So we flew home a different way. So we flew home from Los Angeles. So we went from New Orleans to Dallas, then from Dallas to LA, and then from LA straight through to Brisbane. And LA straight through to Brisbane, honestly, we had just 2 seats. So there was only 2 seats on the one side where Robin and I were, and honestly, it was probably the most comfortable. I slept most of the way. We got home at 5:20, I think it was, on Friday morning in the morning, 5:20 a.m. in the morning. But honestly, it was a pretty good trip, and I got to sleep a fair bit. So I've actually done really well since I've got back. Jet lag and things hasn't been too bad. I just stayed up for the majority of the day on the Friday, and I've slept through. I think there's nothing better than being home in your own bed, I think. All right, so with this, I'm actually going to, we've got some cute little like garlands that we could stamp on here. So we might add a little bit of color, I think. What do you think? We'll add some color to our tree. Can we do it like that? Oh, we might do this. Here we go. We've got some little spots here. Let's do it with this one. Yeah, that's going to give us some nice little spots. All right, so we'll grab a block for that one. And I feel like I want to add, what color do I want to do? Bermuda Bay. This is going to be a really different Christmas tree. Linda says she doesn't bother too much with the tree as your kids don't have Christmas at home anymore. Yeah, I know. It gets a little bit like that. I'm always at the beach at Christmas, so I'm always staying at the beach. So we normally have a tree down there, but I did put a tree up last year. We put a tree up in the house, which was great. Okay, so we've got some cute little garlands on the Christmas tree, and I've put a big blob there, but that's okay. We're going to add some bows. We're going to make this tree. We're going to trim the tree now. All right, so I think I'm just going to do dots of glue. So I'm going to do dots where I'm going to pop the bows. Here. I definitely want to put one there. Maybe one there. One there. Let me see how many bows I've got. Okay, so now with my handy dandy take your pick tool, it's fantastic to be able to pick up our bows and just pop them into our glue. So we're going to randomly place our cute little bows around on our tree. So the handy dandy take your pick tool with the putty end is fantastic for being able to pick up small embellishments. If you don't have one, you need to add one to your next order, because I am telling you, it is so worth the money to have an awesome take your pick tool that makes it so much easier. You can see here, picking up these cute bows is so easy. So we're going to have some gorgeous bows. What have I got left? 2 more. So we've got one over there. So we'll pop one there. And I do have to apologize. There's a fair bit of noise happening here in my street, because they're still building a whole heap of houses. So there's a lot of building going on. Theodore is finally here with me. So for any of you that have been following me and know about Theodore, my cat, he has now joined me here, and he's now living with me full time. So that's really, really nice. Only last night, I don't know what happened, he decided to spend the night in his little bed out in the garage. So he spent the whole night out there instead of coming in. So I'm just going to do, I think, Happy Holidays down here on the bottom, and I think I'll do that with our Bermuda Bay, just to bring in a little bit of that garland decoration that we did there. So we will ink up with that. You have a green tree, but you like to change the decoration colors each year. I know. And isn't it amazing that we have like places like Kmart and maybe Target and things, that they have quite a lot of, there we go, Happy Holidays, that they have quite a lot of gorgeous decorations, and they're fairly reasonably priced. So you can actually change them out each year. You know, you're happy he is home with, I know you're happy he is home with you. I know, Pat, yes. Definitely is so exciting that he's actually home with me once again. So I'm now going to grab a, well, I haven't got a polished pink base, but I think I'll use a Magenta Madness base, because that's just what I have cut here. So now that I'm actually here, I really need to be able to cut all my card bases and things to make it a little bit easier. So all right, so I think I'm going to do a Coastal Cabana layer on here. So I'm going to cut that. So I did that 3x4. So I'm just going to do the Coastal Cabana layer. I'm going to do 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So hopefully I will be bringing you a few more live videos than normal, because now that I live on my own, I'm not going to be disrupting anybody if I'm doing a video. So hopefully I'll be able to bring you a few more. So you can see there I've got a really nice layered up layer there. So I'm going to pop that up on, no, I'm going to glue that directly down, and then I'll pop it up on dimensionals on the front of the card. Polished pink is one of my favorite colors. What's your favorite color? Type into the comments and let me know. What's your favorite color? Out of all of the Stampin' Up colors, what is your favorite color? All right, so I'm just going to pop that onto there. I'm actually going to meet some new demonstrator friends this afternoon. So what I did was I jumped online and did a demonstrator search for people in the area, because where I've moved to, I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody at all. Like, I'm new to the area, and I've moved to an area where I don't know anyone. So my attitude was, I'm going to go and find people. So I did a demonstrator search, and I thought, well, what better way but to start hanging out with my crafty friends. So so I've actually reached out to one of the demonstrators who lives about 15 minutes away from me here. So she's actually, I'm going to her place and going to meet up with her this afternoon. And she said that she is probably going to grab some of her, another one of her downlines, and see if she wants to come and meet as well. So I think that sounds really cute. Now I've got this little star in here that I think I can see here. I need something on the back here. Like there's just, it's missing something. It's a little bit too bland. So I'm just going to take this cute little star, and I'm just going to ink it up in probably my polished pink, just tone on tone, and I'm going to stamp a couple of little stars just around, just to add a little bit of interest in the background. Now, when you've got a tiny little stamp like this, you need to be very, very careful and light-handed when you actually go to stamp with it. So make sure that you don't go too heavy-handed, because you will find that you will get little halos, and you don't want halos. I mean, it's room for embellishment if you do end up with the halos, but so I'm just going to stamp some down here in this bottom corner now. So all I'm doing is just creating a little bit of interest on that background of the card base, just so that it takes that stark look off it. Okay, so you can see there, I've added just a couple of little stars, and it just creates a little bit more interest in the background. Okay, and now I'm going to grab my Bermuda Bay Stampin' Write marker. I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper to cover my workspace. Can you see my new workspace? Do you love it? I actually went to a flooring company that's here in town that they sell flooring, and this is actually one of their sample flooring display boards. So I just went, oh, I would love one of those display boards. Would I be able to buy one off you? Maybe one that's retired, and I bought it for $5. So for any of you that are out there doing videos, any Stampin' Up! Demonstrators that are out there doing videos, you can easily get your hands on things like that by just asking. So I'm just going to do a little bit of spritzing now on that background as well. So, whoops, or maybe not, because my marker has dried out. Okay, we'll use Coastal Cabana because Coastal Cabana is working. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of spritzing around as well, and that just takes that plain look off the background. So I've done it with, whoops, I did touch that light. I've done it with my Coastal Cabana spritzer. How long is the flight? So Janice, the flight over. So we had a couple of flights. So the flight over, we went from Brisbane to Sydney, which was about an hour. Or an hour and a half. We then went from Sydney to Dallas, which was 15 and a half hours. And then from Dallas to New Orleans was about another hour and a half. We actually left on the 24th of August, and we arrived in New Orleans on the 24th of August, but we actually traveled for a day and a half. Everyone was like totally amazed when we said that. We actually traveled for a day and a half, but we left on the 24th and arrived on the 24th. So that was pretty clever as far as they were concerned. I'm now going to bring in some of this gorgeous shimmery ribbon that we have. Now this is in our in colors, which is the Sweet Sorbet ribbon, but I just think it would go really, really well with the polished pink, and it reminds you a little bit of tinsel, and we need to have a bit of a bow. I mean, you know me, we can't have a card without a bow. So I mean, with my markers though, I've just got to, with the re-inker, all I've got to do is with a pair of tweezers, carefully pull out that tip and then put some re-inker down in the middle and then put the tip back in. The reason that they've dried out was because when I was living at my parents', they had their fire going nonstop. And when the fire was going, everything dried out. So my ink pads, you name it. And I mean, it's their house and they're older and they needed to keep warm. So I understand. But yeah, it actually, oh, yeah, I want to go through there. It actually dried out some of my things. But now that I'm here and I'm getting settled again, I will get myself sorted and re-ink things that need to be re-inked. So, and so anyway, Janice, back to your question about how long with the flights. Then on the way home, we went from New Orleans to Dallas, and then from Dallas to LA. So New Orleans to Dallas was an hour and a half. Dallas to LA was, it was delayed. So, I mean, we sat on the aeroplane for like an hour and a half, which was a bit annoying. So it actually was delayed. But it only took a bit over an hour, I think it was. And then from from LA back home to Brisbane was 14 and a half hours. So yeah, so we got on the plane at like 9:40, I think, and it's really hard because you go through all different time zones. So because you're going through different time zones, it's a little bit strange. But we got on at 9:40 their time over there, in LA, and we got back home here, and that was on the 31st. Okay, so this is where it gets really freaky. That was on the 31st, and then we arrived home here on the 2nd of September. So we lost a day on the way home. So yeah, we traveled for another day and a half to get home. What did I think of LA Airport? LA Airport was okay. We didn't really, like, honestly, all we did was duck off our plane and just head straight to the international, the Tom Bradley International Airport. So, because we were on a domestic flight and then going to an international flight. So instead of having to go back through customs and things, there's a way that you just, not that you duck around things, but it's how you do it. You now don't have to go back through customs because you've already done it in the airport already. And it's sort of a little bit like they put you through the ringer when you're going into their country, and then when you're leaving, they don't care. They're just quite happy for you to go, and yeah. So there's not as much emphasis on it on the way out. You do then have to go through customs when you get home here in Australia. So, but yeah, but I have to tell you a funny story about the Dallas airport, and I'll just pop you back up because I need to tell you this. This was so funny, and we couldn't believe what actually happened. So we're at the Dallas airport. This is on our way over. So we're at the Dallas airport, and we had to get on what they call the Sky Bus. So we said, okay, we're going to get on the Sky Bus. So we get on the Sky Bus, and it tells us on our ticket that we had to go to a certain terminal. So we get over to the Sky Bus. It says to get on this Sky Bus, and to get to the terminal that we needed to go to, it was going to be something like about, I don't know, 8 stops, 9 stops or something on this Sky Bus. Like, we could not believe like how many stops it had and how far it went around. And what actually happened was we got on the stop, and it said the very next stop was something like D1 to D16, something like that. And then it went from D17 to I don't know, 39, something like that. So as we're actually on this Sky Bus, I decided that I had my American SIM card that I put into my phone. So I actually thought, oh, I'll check my emails while I'm standing on the Sky Bus. I'll check my emails. So we're going to the terminal that it actually told us that we needed to go to. And as I'm checking my emails, it says that we had to get off at D1 or D2 or something like that. So we had gone past that, hadn't we? It was the first stop. So then we actually said, oh, well, okay, obviously we've got to ride this thing all the way around. So it went through D, and then it went through E, and then it went through C, and then it started going through B. And so we ended up on this like round trip. It was something like, honestly, probably it felt like about 20 stops. When had I read my email when I first got on it, we would have only had to get on it and get off it at the next stop. But then we were a little bit wiser on the way back, because there's one that goes one way and there's one that goes the other way. Well, had we had any brains about us at that time, but we'd been on a massive flight, the 15.5-hour flight. So we actually could have got off that one, got on the one that was going the other way, and gone back the other way to the stop. But no, we thought we had to be on the thing all the way until it came back around. So we got a little bit of a tour of the Dallas airport. I mean, like, that's what happens when you travel. You do these crazy things. So that was a little bit of a laugh. So we then told everybody that's what we did. We got stuck on the Sky Bus at Dallas. But as far as airports, Julie, we didn't really, like, you don't really see much. Like, first of all, you're like racing trying to find where your gate is, and then once you found where your gate is, then you're trying to work out where you're going to go to the toilet and what you're going to eat, and do you have enough time to do all that. But on the way home, the stewardess on our LA flight back to on our Dallas flight to LA, she tells us, like, and that was the one that was delayed for an hour and a half. So we had something like a 4-hour layover there. So when it was delayed, we were thinking, oh, that's okay, we'll be fine. And the longer it got delayed, I kept thinking, oh my God. But then I thought, it's okay, we've got a fairly big layover, we should be fine, like, but not knowing the airport, we didn't know how far we were going to have to walk or whatever. We were thinking we're doing all right. Well, as we're getting off the aeroplane, so I've just popped that up on dimensionals, and I'm just going to pop that on the front. As we're getting off the aeroplane, I'm talking to these people in front of us, and they said, oh, look, you don't have to go through the custom thing anymore. Like, you need to, when you get off, you need to go down the hallway, turn to the left, and just follow all the signs to the Tom Bradley International Airport. So we were like, yep, okay, we'll do that. Well, as we're talking, the stewardess said, what flight are you catching? And we said, oh, we're catching a flight from LA back to Brisbane. And I said, it's a 9:40 flight, so it's okay, we should have time. And she said, no, that flight's 7:40. I said, I beg your pardon? And she said, and there was 2 hours difference between Dallas and LA. There was 2 hours difference in their time zone. So she's like, no, I've got it down here. She said, are you one of these 3 people's names? And they had my name and Robin's name on a list, and they also had another person's name. And I said, yeah, that's us. And she said, well, that's actually at 7:40. Well, at this stage, it was like 10 past 7. Okay, so we're thinking, oh my Lord, we've got like 30 minutes to actually get there, and the flight would have been leaving had the lady been right. So here we were thinking, so we panicked. So we got off, and we started like walking really quickly and just about running, I think, to get to the gate. So, and the worst part was, with flights, they don't actually tell you what gate you're leaving from. They tell you a terminal, but you've got to actually like look on the screen and find your flight and find out when, like, what gate you need to be on. So first of all, we had to find the international terminal. Then we had to look on the thing to see what gate. So you can imagine us, we were in a little bit of a flap. And then it turned out that when we got over there and we read the thing, the flight was at 9:40. So I don't know what that flight attendant, I don't know what planet she was on, but she definitely made us panic. But anyway, we got through and we survived it, which is the main thing. So so it all worked out in the end, which was fantastic. So, and I don't even have any bling on my desk. I'm just looking, trying to find some bling to be able to bling up this gorgeous card. And oh, here we have some. Okay, so I'm going to use these because I had these out doing my Sweet Delicious Fun Fold Club. So I think these will go really nice. These are the adhesive back sequins and gems, they're called. So I'm just going to use these cute ones. And I think I can scatter around a couple of different colors here because it will match with the Bermuda Bay and the polished pink. Okay. So there you go. There is a quick, easy card using the Trimming the Tree stamp set. And I didn't use the dies totally, but there's dies here that you can cut out. There's also dies that are going to add a little bit of dimension to your trees as well. But that was a quick crafty session for you, just for me to get back into the swing of things. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I did have a lovely time away, Linda. It was really, really nice. And it was just really nice to be able to get and hang out with all of our Stampin' Up friends over there. So it was fantastic. And to hang out with Shelley and Sarah. But also too, the presentations were fantastic. So there was lots and lots of business presentations. And it's really great because it brings you back when you come back. You're all excited and you can't wait to get back into your business and get motivated again. So anyway, so hopefully you enjoyed that cute little crazy polished pink Christmas card. Why not? So hopefully that's inspired you, and I have totally missed you all so much. So it's so good to be back. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. We did have an awesome time, and yeah, I posted so many videos and things trying to let you experience exactly what we were experiencing. But it feels pretty surreal actually to be one stage you're on the other side of the world and then you're back home again, like, and there was some people that were complaining about a 2-hour flight. I'm like, don't complain about a 2-hour flight, day and a half to get here. You have nothing to worry about. But anyway, um, so once again, if this is the first time that you have watched, please hit that subscribe button. Give me the thumbs up if you liked what I did, and make sure that you come back and check out my channel for more crafty inspiration. My name is Donna Gray, and I'm a Stamping Up demonstrator from the scenic rim in Bow Desert, Queensland, in my brand new house. So it's been awesome to spend a little bit of crafty time with you today and chat with you and hang out with you. Please feel free to share this video with other people that you may be friends with, to share the crafting around. And any of the products that I've used today can be purchased through my online store, and you'll see the links down below. If you're thinking about my 2-day craft retreat, the registration for 2-day craft retreat and payments are due by the end of this month. So you've got September, like we've got 3 more weeks. So if you've been thinking about signing up for my 2-day craft retreat in Bow Desert, it is a super, super fun, awesome thing to be a part of. So please feel free to click on the registration. You'll find that in the show more box down below too. Yeah, my craft room's starting to get there, Karen, but like, it's still missing a lot of furniture. As you can see, over my shoulder here, I have my printer sitting on a chair because I don't have a table, but I wanted to get things sorted first. And the main thing was getting the Calyx unit in. I haven't even got my craft benches in yet. Once I get my craft benches in, it will make the space be a lot more practical and usable. So once I get it all sorted, I will give you a little bit of a tour around the craft room. But anyway, so thank you everyone, and until next time, happy crafting. I'll see you all again soon.